Hello adventurer, welcome to Scratch Quest. Today is day 5 of learning math from 0. Today we'll be learning how to take HCF and LCM of a number. So let's start. Before going, we must understand what really is LCM and HCF. The full form of LCM is least common multiple and the full form of HCF is highest common factor. From here you can see in LCM there is the thing called multiple and HCF there is a thing called factor. Both of them are different and we must know the difference between multiple and factor to understand LCM and HCF and their difference. First of all, multiple. In HCF, what does multiple mean? It simply means a product of multiplying a number with another number. Simple speaking, a multiplication table. For example, if you are asked to take the multiple of 4, it just means to make a multiple table. 4 multiply 1 is 4, 2 is 8, 3 is 12, and so on and so forth. Here, multiple is this 4, 8, 12, the product of multiplying one number with another number. I will give you another example. The multiple of 5 is 5, 10, 15, 20, which is the product of multiplying two numbers, or basically multiplying 5 with other number from 1 to infinity. I hope you understand what multiple is. It just means multiplication table of a number. Then you got HCF. HCF is different from that. For example, if you are said to find the highest common factor of 4, the 4 highest common factor doesn't mean to write down the multiple table. Here it means the opposite. How many number will get you 4? How many number multiplying will get you the number you are searching for? That's factorization. Factor means, for example, to get 4, you can either multiply 2 into 2, you can get 4. You can either multiply 1 into 4 to get 4. These are the possible combination to get 4. There is nothing other combination of multiplication to get 4. That's why the factor of 4 is simply 2, 1 and 4. This is factor. Factor means how much number can be multiplied with. How many number multiply gives you the number you are searching for. I hope you understand this. The difference between multiple and factor. Multiple is the product and factor is what gives the product. Now let's go finding LCM and HCF. First of all, this LCM and this HCF. To find LCM, let's further understand what LCM really is, or least common multiple. We understand what multiple is. It means the product of multiplying two numbers or multiplication table. For example, we are said to find the least common factor of 2 and 4. Let's give you another example. We are set to find the least common factor of 4 and 6. Let's list first the multiple of 4. 4 1s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 4 3s are 12, 4 4s are 16. Now 6 1s are 6, 6 2s are 12, 6 3s are 18, 6 4s are 24. Okay, you have write sum of the multiplication table of both. Now you need to find which number match, or which number match that is least, or that is the smallest. If you go further on, you will find more and more common number. What do I mean by common? In 4 and 6, is 4 and 6 common? No. Is 8 and 12 common? No. Is 12 and 18 common? No. Is 16 and 24 common? No. Here, which number is common with another? 12 and 12. Is there any other number that is common? No. The common number is a number where the digit of two-digit number multiple is common. So when are set to find multiple common, we have to list out the multiple table and find which product of a number is same. So if you give the multiplication table 4 and multiplication of 6, the product are 4, 8, 12, 16. The product of 6 is 6, 12, 18, 24, and the common is 12. If we go further, we will find more other common factor, but we are set to find least common, not the highest common. Highest common is not possible because there is infinity number we can multiply with. That's why we find least common. Least common means the lowest common factor, or the number that is lowest. For example, let's say hypothetically there was 18 and 18 here, 18 here. Now even though there is two common factor, we will choose 12 as least common multiple because it is the smallest. 12 is smaller than 18. That's why we choose 12. So in summary, LCM means finding the least or smallest common factor or smallest product of two number multiple. Finding the smallest common multiple. Now if you understand what LCM is, let's go find LCM of two numbers. Let's go back to 8 and let's, for example, 6. We are set to find the least common multiple of 8 and 6. Sorry if I have misspelled a multiple with factors, I am getting confused too. So here there are actually three ways of doing it. First, let's go to one of the complex way of doing it. First is actually just similar to this, which we have done. Just like at first we list the multiplication table of each. 8 ones are 8, 8 2s are 16, 8 2s are 16, 8 3s are 24, and so on. Or we can 6 ones are 6, 6 2s are 12, 6 3s are 18, and so on. This is the first method of finding the multiplication table. This is the first method of finding LCM by using the multiplication table, and whenever there is a common factor, we take out it. For example, let's say 2 and 6. It is a very small number. 2 and 6. 2 multiplies 2 2s are 2 2s are 2 ones are 2, 2 2s are 4, 2 6 are 2 3s are 6, 7 8 10, and 6 multiplies 6 ones are 6, 12, 18. Then there is after that 6 3s are 18, 6 4s are 24, and this is the multiple of 2 and 6, or multiplication table of 2 and 6, or we can say there is a product of 2 and 6, or multiplication of 2 and 6. So here, to find the least common factor, just like what we did previously, we must find the number that is common in first. 2, there is no 2 in both of them. There is no 4. There is 6 in both of them. And is 6 the smallest? Yes. That's why 6 is the LCM of 2 and 6. Now then, let's go to second method. That is prime numerization or prime number method. What is prime number? Prime number is basically number that can only be divided by 1 or by itself. For example, 2, 7, 3 cannot be divided with other numbers rather than 3 and 1. That's why these are the prime number. Now, what is prime number method? It is simply breaking down a number that were given into prime number. For example, let's say we are given the number 42 and 62. If we go on to use the first method, we have to remember the multiplication table of 42 and 62, and it's long, complicated. Rather than that, we can divide or can break down the number into smaller part by saying what will be the instead of breaking down this number. Now let's give you another example today. Now I will give you another example, 12 and 14. If we go and give the multiplication table and write the multiplication of 12 and 14, will be long and complicated. That's why rarely we use this first method of finding out the LCM. This is the first method, is the root level of finding what really LCM is, how LCM is find out what really is LCM. This is the basic root level. But to in examination level, to find LCM, we can use this method, the prime number method. For example, 12 and 14. In 12, how many prime number can give 12? Prime number is again 2 and 7. That cannot be, that is number that can only be divided by 1 and by itself. So 12, 2 into 2, 4, 2 into 2 into 3 is 12. If you go on multiplying 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, that is 4, that is 4. It will give you 16, so it is not correct. That's why we put 3. So 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 is 4 into 3 into 12. Then 14. Can we multiply 2 into 2 into 2 to get 14? 4, 4 2 is 8. Still not there. If you multiply by 2, it will give 16. So we cannot multiply by 4 2. Can we multiply by adding 3? 8 into 3 gives us 24. So again, this is not correct. Then what shall we do? Here, rather than multiplying by 2 and 3, we can multiply simply by using 2 into 7. That is our way to. So now what? We find out 12 by breaking down into prime factorization. We can make it into 2 into 2 into 3 and 14 into 2 into 7. Now what? To find LCM, as just like that, in least common multiple, we have to find the common. First of all, you must find the common, which is 2 and 2. There is no other 2, only these 2 and this 2 match. So first of all, we put here, then multiply. Then multiply the remaining number, 2 into 3, then into 7. This is the LCM. This is one of the method. Simply I will tell you in a summary again. We break down it into 2 into 7, 3, then break down it 2 into 7. But then we find the common, which is 2. Then multiply with whatever is remaining, 2 into 3 multiply 7, which will give us 4 into 3 into 7, which will give us 84. So the least common multiple of 12 and 14 is 84. This is one of the method that can be hard for some people. Let's say you find this method hard. We can go to the third method, that is simplifying this method more. Rather than breaking down by ourselves, what we can do is divide by prime number, or divide it by itself, divide the number. What we did here was break down into multiple. We skip some step. Here what we do is, rather than breaking down, we divide them, so we can get this breakdown number. Most people find hard to break down the number, so what we can do is use this method to get the breakdown number. So first of all, those two multiply both of them is 2 6 are 12, 2 7 are 14. Now here we can again multiply 6 with 2, so 2 3 are 6. Now we cannot divide 7 or multiply 7, divide 7. What we do, most people are confused. Nothing, we just bring down them. Now here we can again multiply 3 with that, but this can be skipped too by simply writing this much. So here you get the same result you get by breaking down that in a number into prime factorization, which is 2 into 2 into 3 into 7. Notice how here you get a duplicate number, and what we did was find the common multiple, which was 2. So we just made the both 2 of 12 and 2 of 14 into 1, making it this 2, and multiply with other remaining number. We just did that here, but there is no duplicate of 2, because what we did was we divided the number. This helps most people who are confused on the adding the common number, or is confused on breaking down the number, or just most people find it lengthy if there was a long like 256 436 number to find the LCM of this. Factorizing or prime factorizing would be hard for some people, so this method or third method is also an easy method of finding out the LCM. I hope you understand how to find the LCM. If I had to give you a brief summary, there is three way of finding the LCM. First is listing out the multiplication table of the both number given, that is the first number, and finding the least common multiple by seeing which number is smallest. Second is basically factorizing or prime factorizing the given number into 2 and 3s or 2 or 7 simply prime factorizing or breaking down the number. Then after breaking down, find the common number, then multiply the common number with the remaining number. The third is using the bracket method of finding the division of the number and multiplying the number that is outside the bracket. Now let's go to HCF. HCF is pretty much same as LCM, but the last method of finding or multiplying the number is different. Just like LCM, first method, there is three methods. First method being let's go to 12 and 14. First method being like 2 into 1 2 to multiply 6 size 12, and 2 multiply 6 is 12, 6 multiply 2 is 12, 4 multiply 3 is 12. Is there any other method? No. 12 multiply 1 is 12. So yeah, this is the factor of 12. What we just told as factor means the multiple, the two number, the product, not the product but the two number that gives the number we are searching for. So it is the multiplication of the two numbers, you can say, to get the number we are desiring. Then the multiple of the 14 is, first of all we get by 1, then 14, then 2 multiply 7 is 14. I don't know if there is any other number, so these are the factor of 14. Now let's 3 multiply 4 is how much? 12. If we add 3 it will give 15, so 14 is out. If we multiply 4 into 4 it is 16, so the again it is out. So most number is out. So 1, 14, 2 and 7 is the highest common factor. Just like LCM, what we do is find the number, but here in LCM we find the least common factor, the lowest common factor, but in HCF we find the highest. Here in LCM we cannot find just HCM, highest common multiple. We cannot find that because multiplication table is infinite, so we cannot find the HCM. But here we can find the LCF, but yeah, we can find the LCF, but yeah, we find HCF more. we can find HCF because there is limited number of number, it is not infinite. That's why we use HCF, highest common factor. Here between 12 and 14, what is the highest? 1 is common as always. 14 is nowhere to found. 2 is found. No other number is found. So 2 is the HCF of 12 and 14. If there was any other number, for example 8, in both of them 8 would be the HCF, not 2, because we are talking about highest common factor, the number that is biggest. In LCM we talk about the smallest, but in HCF we talk about the highest. So it would be the number highest, but here 2 is the highest. Now let's go to the second method, which is more easier to do or easier to find, I guess. That method is simply again prime factorization. 12 and 14, just like again what we do is break down into the part. Now here in LCM what we did was find the common factor, put and multiply the common factor with whatever remaining, which was 2 into 3 and 7. But in HCF that is a whole different story. In HCF what we do is only multiply the common factor. So here the common factor is 22, so the HCF would be 2, which is the same answer as the other, right? As there is no other 2, it will give the 2 is the highest common factor. 2 and 14 is the same answer as here. Now let's give more example, and let's go more example of the second method. So another second method example would be, let's say 16 and 24. Can we first of all let's divide in it. 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, which is 4 into 4, which is 16. Then 24, which is 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, which is 16. Which will be 16 into 2, which will give us more, so we cannot add 2. So 2 into 2 into 2, 4 to is 8. 8 into how much is 3. 2 into 2 would give us 4, 4 into 2 is going to give us 8, and 8 into 3 will give us 24. So this is the prime factorization of 16 and 24. This is same for LCM and HCF. Finding prime factorization is simple, dividing a number or breaking down a number into prime factorization. Now what we'll do now, in HCF, as we said, we find the highest common factor, but in this second method what we do is, rather than in LCM we did was find the common factor, then multiply the common factor what was remaining, but here what we do is multiply only common factor, which is 2 into 2, another 2, these 2. So there is 3 common 2. So what we do is multiply them. 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 is 8. So here 16 and 24 HCF would be 8. Simply find the common factor, then just multiply the common factor. If there is just 1, that is your HCF. I hope you understand the second method as well. Just like I struggled to find the prime factorization of 16 and 24, if there was a large number like 256, 550, it would be hard to find the prime factorization of these. So that's why we use a very simple method, just like LCM, this dividing method. But here what we do is, rather in LCM we added this number in 1 because it would give no duplication, while dividing using this dividing method gives no duplication. That's why in here, I'll show you, wait a second, here it gave no duplication, whereas using the prime factorization it gave us duplication. That's why we put the common multiple and multiply with the remaining, but using the dividing method, there is no duplication. So using this division method, there is no duplication. But for HCF, that is a big problem, because HCF only needs common factor. It doesn't need other thing. LCM needed the common multiple, but HCF needs the common factor. It needs it. That's if there is no common factor, there is no HCF. That's why HCF is needed. That's why common factor is needed. That's why is the third method should be useless, right? Wrong. As there is no duplication of common multiple, what we do is use division method to find the prime factorization of the both number, but separately. So rather than writing 12 and 24 at same time, we write it separately. So 16 and 24, for example, 16 and this by 24 and 16 separately. 2 12s are 24, 2 6 are 12, 2 3s are, and that's it. You cannot multiply more than that. 2 8s are 16, 2 4s are 8, 2 2s are 4. Now here 24 gives us 2 into 2 into 2 into 3, and 16 gives us 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, which is same as using the second method. This number we get 2 into 2 into 2 and 2 into 2 into 2 into 3, which is the same as here. So this is a method of finding the prime factorization, dividing the number separately. Now just like the previous second method, we find the common factor, which is 2 and 2, which is 2, 2 and 2, which is 2, 2 and 2 is 2. So we multiply the common factor, which will give us 8. 4 by 2 is 8. So yeah, these are the three methods of finding the LCM and the HCF. I hope you understand. These are some of the easiest method. I introduced this video because we are reading fraction in this next video, and we need to learn about HCF and LCM to add and subtract the LCM and HCF using LCM and HCF while there is a different denominator, which we'll be reading in the next video. Before going, let's summarize the LCM and HCF very quickly. LCM and HCF using the division method, which is the easiest method. Let's do 24 and 16. In LCM, we find the multiple, least common multiple, which will gives us 2 6 12, 2 4 8, 2 3 6, 2 2 4. And in HCF, rather than multiplying or dividing the number in ones, we divide separately. 2 into 2 6 are, 2 3 are, 2 8 are, 2 4 are, 2 2 are. Now in LCM, what we do is multiply the number that is outside the bracket. 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 4, 2 into 6, 8 into 6, 8. Then HCF of the same number, what we do is first bring the number here, which is 2 into 2 into 2 into 3, 2 into 2 into 2 into 3, and 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. Now in HCF, what we do is find the common factor. Just 2 2 2, 2 2 2 3 times, which will give us 8. So 24 and 16 LCM is 8 and HCF is 8. Hope you understand. This is it for my video. I will meet you in the correction video. Bye bye, and yeah, see you adventurer.